Empires, one of the biggest part of world history. You see them everywhere, anywhere around. It helps develop a nation's growth. You see an empire everywhere, even a freaking video game, Forge of Empire. I built an empire once out of Lego and it collapsed. Shoots. So here are some of the summary for some of the biggest and major empire we have in history. So first of all, of course, we have the British Empire, which the British want to try to compete with the French people and the Spanish people to see which empire will become the greatest across. It started in 1497 and ended in 1997 after Hong Kong was being released and created across the Commonwealth, and the foundation of British lay across English kingdom allowed from Henry King IV. The British basically think, oh, so you're part of my empire, so we have to do something different. We have to do something different from the world, like drive on the opposite side and like basically have a different type of governor, because that's basically what we are. We just are different from the entire world, and if you try to disobey the law, then I'll quit government and destroy the entire world. So the British Empire basically started when the British basically went to try to conquer across the 13 colony, and then the British Empire made it up of the Native American, and the Native American like, sure, come in, what can possibly go wrong? And then smallpox, and soon they also tried to take over some part of the Caribbean, and then soon they started to basically try to conquer across the 13 colony, but they failed because of American Revolution, and then they tried to retry, and they failed. The British people noticed that the French have a lot of land, so the British want the land, so they decided to propose a deal. So making a war. Hey French, how about we basically have a war? Whoever wins the war get the land. So if you win my war, you get my land. If I win my war, then I get your land. Okay? No. Please. Sure, and then the war happened, the French and Indian War, and then soon the basic British when the British got the French territory, yay. Everyone started complaining, so the British then decided to just give the lands back for independence. And now let's talk about the Spanish Empire. The Spanish Empire is a Hispanic monarchy and basically went from 1402 to 1975. That's basically an area of 13.72 kilometers square, and the Spanish basically arrive across the Canary Island all across America. They basically take a trip across America, Spanish land across America, conquest across the land fight. They fight with Portuguese for land and territory. They took some of the basically Latin America, but then the Latin America retook it in the Latin American War of Independence. But hey, the Paris then decided to have some cool land to sell. Why not buy them? So the basically Spanish bought all of them, and then soon they don't forget Philippines. The Philippines still there. But wait, the U.S. basically took it in this scramble of Africa and decolonization. Now let's talk about French colonial empire, which started in 1534 and then in 1980 with Vanuatu gained the independence. The highest peak is at 11,500,000 kilometers square, and the land competition was between New Scotland, Quebec, and New Orleans, New France, colonized around France and Louisiana and part of Antilles, and also soon it was taken soon later by the British in the 7-Year War because they lost. Sucks to be the French people. And soon the Black Friday of Africa led to the scramble of Africa, and then the French took a bunch of land, and they also took Indochina because why not, and parts of German territory because why not, and Africa from German, and soon decolonization. Now let's talk about our opponent of the Spanish Empire. Let's talk about our Portuguese Empire, which started in 1415 and ended in 1999 with the independence of the country, quote-unquote, of Macau. Basically, the Portuguese found some island near across Africa, and they took it. Also took some land across Africa, and they also took it. And they also expanded across Brazil and South India. They continue for the expansion across until there's no more, and they go across Southeast Asia, across expansion, and took across the land in the middle of Timor, and also conquered parts of Macau for land. Portuguese decided to build an empire. They go across Angola, Mozambique, and up across to basically get to India. They also form an Iberian Union. Brazil gained independence in the Latin American War of Independence, made them more, and wartime across basic neutral land was being taken across the Dutch scramble of Africa and decolonization. The Russian Empire went from 1721 to 1917, and it has an empire that spans across 22.8 miles. Empire X also started with Peter I being the first empire across legislation, which started to attack across invasion near Europe legislature across union revolts. The Italian Empire started in 1882 to 1960, and it started in the scramble of Africa, World War I, across colony, across possession, but basically a bunch of island was being possessed across land, World War II invasion across Albania and more, a bunch of land was being invaded, including Ethiopia, peace treaty, and decolonization. The Qing Empire started in 1636 to 1912 and basically spans across 12.16 to 14.7 kilometers square all across land, across like China and parties, all across Mongolia and parts of Russia. A bunch of rulers started to control, including Jizo, and a bunch of parts was being put like Manchuria, which spread across land, across Hanzhai, and through the across bunch of land empires failed communism. There are two caliphates. One's the Abbasid Caliphate and one's the Umayyad Caliphate. But however, the Abbasid is bigger and more complicated. So basically, Abbasid spans across 11.1 kilometers square. It expands across 750 to 1,517 years. Also, multiple caliphate was being put, expanded in the city of Baghdad and stretched across northern to Arab region. Umayyad Caliphate spans across a bunch of regions similar to the Abbasid Caliphate, and basically time is across 661 AD to 750. Now, of course, we're gonna have to talk about the Mongol Empire, one of the biggest empires in the whole entire history. The Mongol Empire takes part in Mongolia, of course, and many parts of Asia, Europe, and the Middle East, which is Asia, but whatever. So basically, the Mongol Empire stretches about 24 kilometers square, and basically starts from 1206 AD to 1368 AD. So started in Mongolia, duh. Now, the Mongol Empire is basically hereditary / nomadic empire, which follows a bunch of family, including which the Mongol Empire followed a bunch of clans, including the most specific one, Genghis Khan, which claimed empire for more people that claimed after he basically died, and more people started to claim, but it failed, so the empire just fall down. Now, the Yuan dynasty. I chose this dynasty out of all of the Chinese dynasty because I thought this would be the more important dynasty, even though I clearly haven't taken any history class. So basically, the Yuan dynasty started from 1271 AD to 1368 AD. So basically, Khangal ruled division in the Mongol Empire across the imperial China monarchy. A bunch of khans and leaders, major parts of China, Korea, Mongolia, and parts of Russia were being ruled. This happened after the Mongol Empire, after Genghis Khan started to fail, and a bunch of empires started to break up, basically Battle of Xinjiang Rebellion. Moving to the Far East, you'll find this country known as Japan, which calls the Empire of Japan, which basically is the land of rising sun. The Empire of Japan started in 1868, and then in 1947, it's a monarchy with monarchies such as Meiji, Taisho, and Showa. It started with the Meiji Restoration, which caused the rise of Japan's economy and land. Japan has many wars like World War I, which a bunch of people died, and World War II, where, Pearl Harbor bombing, and then Japan surrendered, and the end of the Empire of Japan. Now let's talk about one of the biggest and most notable Eastern European empire. Let's talk about the Byzantine Empire, which started in 395 AD to 1453 AD. It has an area about 2.7 kilometers. It's also known as the East Roman Empire, and it has a monarchy of Arcanius and Justinian, and a bunch of division of Roman Empire. Start of slave importation and Slav importation of army. Constantinople War was being founded, and a bunch of fight for religion was being founded. It ended with the fall of Constantinople. And we finally have the Sasanian Empire, also known as the Neo-Persian Empire, also known as the Monarchical Empire, also known as the Greek freaking First Empire thingy. Okay, so let's start. Sasanian Empire started with the Roman-Persian War, which caused a bunch of conquests there, and it reaches about 3.57 kilometers square, and started from 224 AD to and ended in 650. Of course, there are definitely a bunch more empires that they didn't talk about, such as the one that I do want to talk about, like the Hunnic Empire, as well as the Gupta Empire, as well as the Khazarian Empire, and the Seleucid Empire. Also, there's a bunch more empires that I didn't have time to talk about because I don't want it to become like long as heck. So this is the basic empire that I just researched and the time of the beginning. But if you want more, I could make a part 2, but no one is gonna even comment it because I don't have any fans.